Namaste. In the last video, I talked about how Ecopreneur can change this planet for good. I mentioned that they are the change maker. They are the ones who could address unemployment problem, who could address poverty problem, who could address conflict, and many more. In this video, I'm going to give a few examples based on my own experience. I started an ecopreneurship project. How I started, what I did, let me explain in detail. In 2020, I started selling plant. This plant I propagated from the plant that are around my house. You could ask, what plants do I have? I have cherry laurel, skip laurels, and a variety of laurels I have around my house. During springtime and summertime, because of COVID, I had plenty of leisure time. I was kind of free, just staying home. So when I was trimming them, I thought that perhaps I could use, instead of throwing them in the trash, I could use them, perhaps make some money out of it. So when I trimmed, I put them, I used the rooting powder and put them in the soil. Many of them died. Some of them, I saw some roots there. And I thought that it's okay, because I could at least, instead of throwing, I could just stick them in the ground. And then if, let's say, out of let's say 10, if couple of them, 2 or 3 survive, then I can transplant them into another pot and sell them. And it was sort of good, but I wanted to, because as I said, many of them died. So I thought that there could be a better way. So before I even trim, I started air layering them. And I waited for about 8 weeks. Then when I checked them, most of them had roots. I thought that is a good success rate. The success rate was more than 90%. So I was so excited to make many plants out of a single plant. So I made about 1,000 plants. And then again, as I said earlier, all the have thrown the trash, or I could have used for the compost. In fact, I was using for the compost, most of them. But instead of composting them, although it was not a bad idea, I can find other ways to use the plant for making money. So I made about 1,000 plants. It didn't happen like in one lot, but it took, in the course of like 4 or 5 months. And then after I used Facebook. I put on Facebook Marketplace and I sold about 500. So without lot of effort, without almost non-significant investment. Perhaps I only use the money for buying protein powder, moss, uh, maybe maybe yes, of course, the money for my time. Even if I calculate everything, I made, let's say, more than 50%, at least 50% profit from that project. And more importantly, it was for fun. My children, my spouse were involved in the process. They also liked it. Instead of staying inside the house, they were they enjoyed propagating, transplanting, and selling. And the money I made, I think I made about uh, about I think 5,000 I made, and that money I am going to use. Some of that money I already used for educating children and youth. Some of the money I still have, I'm going to use to educate more children. Since Life is Take is a non-profit organization, we are educating low-income children and families. We primarily focus on peace education, ecological education, and entrepreneurship education. So this year, I will continue to propagate more plant. I will continue to educate more children because I believe that children and youth are the ones who are the future leaders. They are the ones who are who can help other children and youth, who can bring that kind of synergy on this planet. So I want this kind of project in each school, in each communities. If each school has peace education, ecological education, entrepreneurship education, don't you think that this world would be a better place? I strongly believe that each school, each child, each youth must have peace education, ecological education, entrepreneurship education, so that he or she could, on the one hand, become peaceful himself or herself. On the other hand, he or she can educate other people, can help other people learn on these three topics I mentioned: how they can solve problem, how they can solve climate change issues, conflict related issues, how they can manage their own stress. So I hope that I'll be able to I'll be able to make some more money from this Ecopreneurs project this spring and summer. And my main goal is to educate as many children and youth, as many as possible. I think that I can do so um, by selling plan. Maybe I will involve in other ecological project that could help sustain my nonprofit. And so far, I have a job. I don't need to. I don't need to worry about my own survival. I can use my time, the time I have. I can use that for educating children and youth. That's my passion, and that's my profession. And I want to do something more. If you are interested, please feel free to join me. If you have any question, please let me know. If you want to help in any way, please feel free to contact me. My non-profit is Life is Tech. The website is lifeistech.org. And please subscribe this channel, like, comment, and share. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in next video. Namaste.